What happens when two people in Hollywood tell two completely different stories about the same so-called peace deal? That question exploded when Jeremy Renner came out swinging against filmmaker Zhou, denying her claim that they reached a peaceful agreement after her bombshell accusations. One side smiles and says everything is calm. The other side says the peace never existed, and the truth sits somewhere in the middle, sharp, messy, and ready to cut deep. This video uncovers the claims, the counterclaims, the alleged messages, the denials, the supposed resolution, and the reason this conflict just became one of the wildest Hollywood feuds of the year. Stay until the end, because the last twist changes everything. Everything started with a shock move by Zhou. On a Saturday afternoon, she suddenly told TMZ that she and Renner had reached a peaceful and mutually respectful resolution. She said it was done, closed, solved. She said they would move forward together on their joint films, Stardust Future and Chronicles of Disney. She even thanked Renner's powerful attorney Marty Singer, saying he led the negotiations. Her tone sounded calm, confident, and very final. But then came the first rehook, the hard one. Why did Renner's attorney respond almost instantly and say none of it was true? Singer didn't just deny it, he crushed the entire story. He said no deal had been made. He said Renner had substantial multi-million-dollar claims against Zhou that were still active. He said she had been told directly that there was no agreement of any kind. He even said he had no idea why she would fabricate such a story. Hollywood rarely sees public statements this opposite, and this fast. One side sounding like a peace treaty, the other sounding like a legal war, which brought everyone to the next big question. Why announce a resolution that the other side says never happened? Zhou then posted on Instagram, doubling down on her claim. She wrote a long, polished message thanking Singer, CAA, her team, her advisors, even naming people who supposedly helped finalize the peace. She said the films would move ahead with Renner. She told fans to expect a positive future, but Renner's team stood firm. They said her entire announcement was completely false. They said she was not allowed to use Renner in an animated film. They said he only agreed to appear in the documentary, and they said nothing had been resolved. Suddenly, the situation felt bigger than a disagreement. It felt like a battle for control, not of a project, but of a narrative. That led to the second rehook. What exactly happened between these two behind the scenes that pushed the drama to this level? To understand it, everything goes back to early November, when Zhou accused Renner of contacting her in June and sending intimate photos of himself. She said he told her he had been single a long time. She said he wanted something real. She said she believed him. Then she said he entered into written agreements with her and her production company, only to deny involvement later. She said he refused to promote their work. She said he threatened to call ICE on her, and she said she had the evidence to prove it. She later released what she claimed were explicit WhatsApp messages, giving them to the Daily Mail. Screenshots spread everywhere, comments exploded, fans demanded answers. The story went from uncomfortable to explosive. Renner immediately responded. His rep said the allegations were, well, totally inaccurate and untrue. His attorney claimed Zhou was retaliating after Renner rejected her romantic advances. He explained the two shared a brief consensual encounter when she interviewed him in Reno. He said Renner ended it. And, he added, she then sent him hundreds of unwanted messages, some of them explicit, trying to keep the relationship alive. He said Renner had ignored those messages for more than a month. He insisted Zhou's behavior crossed into harassment. He claimed she threatened to harm Renner publicly if he didn't promote her documentary, even trying to make it, falsely appear they were in a romance. Renner then sent her a cease and desist letter, accusing her of spreading false, fabricated, and salacious lies. He said she pushed him to promote her films. He said she tried to weaponize the idea of a relationship that wasn't real. He said she kept messaging him long after he stopped responding. This created a new twist. If everything was so broken, so hostile, and so public, why would Zhou suddenly claim a peaceful agreement? This is where the story gets even spicier. Her announcement wasn't random, it wasn't vague, it was detailed. It named teams, advisors, agents, managers, legal reps, and even the famed Marty Singer. She spoke as if everything had been signed, sealed, and delivered. But Singer said, honestly, none of it was real. Which raised the most uncomfortable question yet. What does someone actually gain from announcing a deal that the other side says is fake? Well, Renner's team offered one possible explanation. They said Zhou wanted to protect her films, to move ahead with promotions, to keep Renner attached, and really, to keep the projects alive. They said she was trying to create a public narrative that would force a private outcome. But Zhou's supporters pointed to something else entirely. She had been the one making the accusations. She had been the one talking about the relationship. Maybe, they said, she truly believed the issue had been resolved. Maybe someone told her it was. Or maybe something happened behind closed doors that just didn't get communicated clearly. The truth is, there is no visible agreement, no leaked document, no screenshot of an actual deal. Only public statements, one confident and polished, the other sharp and dismissive. So now the focus shifts to the projects at the center of the drama. Zhou says both films, the documentary and the animated feature, will move ahead with Renner. That they're moving into award campaigns, that Renner is part of both. Renner's team says none of that is true. They say he only agreed to the documentary. They say he did not approve the animated film. They say nothing is resolved. And they say no collaboration is active. Which honestly raises a dangerous question. Can a filmmaker truly move forward with a project if the star denies being part of it? Hollywood has seen disputes before, but rarely with this level of contradiction. One side claiming unity, one side claiming fabrication, one side calling the future bright, one side calling the claims false. At this point, the situation feels like a tightrope. And someone is shaking it on purpose. Zhou's supporters say Renner is trying to distance himself to protect his image, especially after recovering from a near-death accident and working hard to rebuild his career. They say he wants to avoid anything that looks messy. On the other hand, Renner's supporters say Zhou is trying to attach herself to Renner's name and influence. Knowing his involvement boosts publicity and value for her films. They say announcing a peaceful deal helps her move forward even if no deal exists. Both sides have motives. Both sides have reasons to defend their version of events. And both sides are telling the world they're the one telling the truth. That brings everything to the final sharp turning point. If no peace deal exists, why tell the world it does? If a peace deal does exist, why deny it so fiercely? And if the truth lies somewhere in the middle, what exactly is being hidden? This dispute isn't just about claims and denials anymore. It's about control of stories, careers, public image, and reputation. Two people locked in a battle where only one narrative will survive. And here is the haunting part. When two sides insist their story is the real one, it means someone already knows the truth. And someone is hoping the world never finds out. If you want more deep dive Hollywood breakdowns like this, hit the like button so this video reaches more people. Subscribe for weekly stories that go inside the biggest entertainment scandals. And, hey, share this with someone who follows celebrity drama. They'll want to see this one.